Hi, this is John, and this is also John.
Hi, how's it going?
And this is Let's Play Book Club, where we play a video game, Dark Souls, and talk about a book, The Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. So, John,
Yeah.
how you been, man?
I am sick. Somebody came into work, obviously sick, and they're sitting there not real far from me and saying, "Oh, why are you here, getting me sick?" And now I've caught it,
You
and
caught
I feel
it.
kind of miserable, to be completely honest.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I don't know, but that's what can you do?
What can you do?
I didn't want to push us back any farther, and we've been gone for a while. So
And a lot of exciting things have happened, too. Mark Lawrence tweeted our videos.
oh yeah,
How
which was-
exciting is that?
yeah, I would say that's exciting.
Kind of weird.
I not so much weird, but just more of a like, oh, we've been noticed by someone who we've been talking about, and maybe not saying like the most.
Right? Yeah, I feel kind of bad. But
Well,
he
crap,
also
he's a
like
person also.
he wrote stuff about the game though too, because he was obviously watching it,
Oh yeah.
and he wrote like the subsequent tweets that he wrote after he tweeted our videos were like it's really weird the way they make characters breathe in video games or something like that. I was like, I guess that is weird. I don't know. I never thought about it. He's like, they all breathe in unison. It's like, I guess they do.
They've got like one algorithm for it.
So
So where are we right now? Speaking of video games,
I don't know. I'm just walking around in Blighttown.
walking around Blighttown.
Yeah, well, you just beat Quelaag, right? The Spider Lady,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
and we just so we just left the little area with there's another Spider Lady there that was sick. She doesn't have a name, but everybody calls her Quaylon because her
Sure.
sister's name is Quelaag.
Okay.
And there's another sister named Quaylana. They're all the Chaos Sisters. They're all the sisters of, or the daughters of the Witch of Izalith.
Okay. Okay.
And the Witch of Izalith was one of like the gods when they found the original flame. And the flame started going out. So the Witch of Izalith was like, I'm going to make my own flame. And it
And my
went
own
terrible.
spider daughters.
Yeah. Well, they weren't spider daughters at first. They were just regular daughters. And when she tried to make the flame, a new flame,
Oh,
it
she
was
goofed it up?
corrupted. Yeah, it was corrupted. The flame was
Ooh.
corrupted and bad, and it turned her daughters into those spider people. Well, some of her daughters, not all of her daughters. Her
Turned
son got it
spider.
the worst. We'll see her son. Her son is Ceaseless Discharge. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
That's her son. And all those other demons, all the demons that you see are the result of the Witch of Izalith's failed
Kinda gotta
attempt
wonder,
to make a
is that
flame.
guy like, was his name Ceaseless Discharge
No.
before he turned?
I
into
don't
a
know.
giant
I don't
puddle?
think so. I don't think so. I don't know what his name was. It's a good question. It's just a gross name. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, oh, look at that regular, boring, ordinary man whose name is Ceaseless Discharge.
See, discharge.
Hopefully nothing happens to him that he turns into a giant, like, mud puddle.
Or no, hopefully that does happen because then it would make sense. We finally, his name finally made sense. Ceaseless Discharge Esquire.
Yeah.
All right, so going back up to Firelink Shrine, and remember I told you earlier, or last time, Lautrec, the kind of that dude.
Oh, yeah, him.
He's killed Anastasia, and we're gonna go see her. I guess you won't see her dead body, but like, there'll be her clothes that are left there because he had killed her.
Killed her and left
Killed her, left her,
clothes.
and left. And you get all her clothes and bloodstained skirt. I never noticed that.
Ugh.
And a black eye orb, which is it's like it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool mechanic. It's how you play multiplayer.
Hmm.
And see the fires out too, but it's not for a multiplayer. It's just for this progress of the story in the game to get Anastasia back to life. But it shows like basically the mechanics of multiplayer. It's kind of interesting. So like way in the future when multiplayer just doesn't exist in this game anymore, you'll still be able to kind of see how it worked. It's kind of interesting, I thought.
All right.
Yeah. And this dude's talking about Frampt. I think we were talking about Frampt before, or you were anyway, and I was confused by what you were talking about.
Yeah, I thought he was somebody else.
Yeah, I can't remember the particulars of it. So now he's all irritated that Frampt's there because he smells and he snores.
Yeah, I will stand by the fact that Frompt makes a really gross noise.
It's pretty gross, yeah.
Like, just his background, that chattery sort of thing.
Yeah, he's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. I don't know. I like it because the game is
on the outside of his lips. That's not right.
And he's got like a weird skin mustache. I don't know. The whole thing is so it's so bizarre. It's a really bizarre, but I think it's cool. I mean, because the game has been kind of depressing and kind of grotesque too up until this point. And then also, he's kind of grotesque too, but he's silly. But basically, Frampt is telling you that he's like, hey, you rang the 2 bells of awakening. You have to go to Anor Orlando. And that was a joke. That was a terrible joke. It's where Disneyland is, Anor Orlando, or Disney World. To go to Anor Orlando to get the Lord vessel, because he wants to make you the next king of the world, basically, and reignite all the fires and create another age of light.
Okay.
And that's Framp's thing, and I think that's pretty much it. I think we're caught up on Dark Souls stuff. Now we're headed off to Sen's Fortress.
Yeah, who is Sen, by the way, and why does he have a fortress?
I don't know who Sen is. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever made explicit mention of who Sen is, but Sen's Fortress is so Anor Orlando is the city of the gods, basically, and we're a human, clearly. And during the Age of Light, in order for humans to get into the city of the gods, they would have to prove themselves. Oh, this guy is this is Laurentius. He's he's cool. He's a pyromancer.
Ooh.
But yeah, Laurentius is a cool guy. We saved him from the female butcher cooks. Remember those guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna get cooked, and we saved his life.
Way back 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, quite a while ago.
Quite a while.
Anor Orlando is the city of the gods. In order to prove yourself as a human to get into the city of gods, you had to pass the test of Sen's Fortress. And Sen's Fortress is just basically this big fortress, obviously full of traps and tricks, and it's your crucible. And once you defeat the Iron Golem, which is at the top of Sen's Fortress, you are then allowed access as a human to Anor Orlando. So that's where we're headed next.
Okay. So it's like the River Styx kind of this whole world. It's you gotta navigate to be able to get to the heaven-y kind of place.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. And so that's Sen's Fortress. So that's where we'll be. Yeah. So all right, what about the book?
Oh, book. So Prince of Thorns. So we read chapters 24 through 27 for today?
Mm-hmm. We did.
And chapter 24 had us leaving the whorehouse and meeting Captain Codden again, who, if you remember, was the guy at the border that George tolerated. I guess he didn't kill him.
He liked him, didn't
he? That's a good thing. He gets
he didn't. Yeah, he didn't want to kill him because he was a captain, and it takes a lot of training.
He didn't want
to
waste his
captain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Captain Codden.
Captain Codden.
Okay, so he's been put on not guard duty, but he's taking George to the Forest Watch, and him and a couple of his guys. George takes some of his men, including who does he bring?
He's he's bringing Macon, right? He brings
Macon, the Nuban,
and they're going there to pick up dudes to go attack the Castle Red, right? Or what is it? The Red Tower? What is the name of it again? Red Keep. The Red Keep. They're going there to pick up men for the Red Keep.
Yeah. So, and Macon brings up again the whole thing about the duel that happened in the previous couple of chapters, which I don't know if this is going to be something that he's just going to keep harping on until he gets, until something comes of it. But he's brought it up twice now that you should have just left me to him, George, and George just kind of bats it away. It almost seems like it's sort of ignored. So George and them, they get to the forest, and you meet a couple crotchety old. He says that they're not like Robin of Hood, so he's got some archer guys with short bows who aren't very merry, and he meets the watch captain who has a name, but it's not very important because he doesn't stick around for very long.
What was his name? Do you remember?
This is one of those very satisfying things that happens in books, where you meet a character that you dislike, and he immediately gets his comeuppance and gets thrown off a waterfall. So
Lord Vincent, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Vincent de something French sounding.
I don't know his last name.
Lord Vincent de Gren.
Is it really?
So
we meet this guy.
When you meet him initially, calls George out kind of and says he's going to get everybody killed, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And George takes him out to the edge of this waterfall that their little forest keep is on, and he asks him. He says, like, you better convince some of your men that they need to die for you if they're not going to die for me, and tells him that he's got to get this guy to jump off the waterfall, and he's threatening him, and the guy's not, because Lord Vincent he's pudgy and not well liked. I mean, he talks about
also
a gold belt.
The guy probably doesn't want to kill himself too, right? I mean, the guy's
no, of course that guy.
Like, I'm not gonna kill myself. Get out of here.
No, not gonna do that. And George says not good enough and boots him off the waterfall, and that guy's dead. And he replaces
Lord Vincent. He kicks Lord
Cotton.
Vincent off the waterfall, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not the guy that he told Lord Vincent to jump off.
No, that would just be even more.
But that guy, he threatens that guy. Like after, so he kicks Lord Vincent off, and then he talks to the same guy. Is like, so will you kill yourself now? And the guy's like, sure, totally will. If that's what you want,
this knife
man.
to my throat.
Yeah, just don't kill me. Yeah.
So Cotton is replaced as captain of the Forest Watch.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like he's going to be a character that's going to be sticking around. Then he tells Cotton to sort of have a rumor circulated that him and all the men are going to be making siege equipment in some woods that are near the Red Keep.
Right.
And he tells them they're going to go to the Gorge of the Lucrota?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. He says, where are we really going? He says, we're going to the Gorge of Lucrota to talk with monsters.
Yeah, so this is something that we didn't talk about.
We don't know why either.
Last time, well, it was mentioned in the book that he has, with the Builders Speak,
Oh,
about
right.
the Red Keep. And he puts together sort of like from his Latin that means monsters that can talk, and he thinks that monsters that can talk must have been men once. So he's going to go try and reason with him. He grabs all of his dudes and his road brothers, gathers them all up, and they go crash Gomp's little religion party and take him along with them. And Gomps is not very happy about that.
Hop in, stupid. We're going to go talk to the Lucrota.
He has Gomst, actually, which I thought was fairly interesting. He had him give them all what? It's not penance. What's the word?
When you confess.
Yeah, he had a confession for all the men, and
Yeah.
Gomst was like weeping by the end of it, having to listen to everybody's sins. So now
Gomst, come on, man. What's Gomst's problem? He's such a weenie. Why is he not tougher?
Weenie.
He's done so much. He's gone through like so much crap. You feel like come on, Gomst. Like really, like you're gonna start weeping over what? Like what is his
Liar
name?
has to
yeah,
say.
Liar. Exactly. Yeah.
Guy named Liar. He's not telling you the
Could it be
truth.
that bad? Like you were stuck in you were in a cage and like crazy stuff happened to you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Poor
that's
guy.
what yeah. Poor Gomst.
He's like
got
what's that guy
PTSD.
on Always Sunny?
Oh, yeah, the father, yeah. Rickety Cricket, yeah. He is like Rickety Cricket.
Getting the short end of lots of deals.
You just kind of remind.
Although he's super racist. I don't know if you noticed
Gomst is,
that.
yeah. 'Cause
Well,
later
actually,
on,
it
he
was
doesn't want
easy to
to
notice.
bring
I
the
don't know why I should
Nubin
say
with
that,
him,
but-
right? Yeah.
Super racist. He
Speaking-
doesn't like the Nubin, I guess,
Right.
is what I'm getting at.
We were speaking of Mark Lawrence earlier and tweeting out our videos. I ended up. So I was reading his Twitter after he did that, And I found some other stuff he had written on his blog about George's age.
Oh,
and
really?
people Yeah, I guess I didn't send this to you. People criticizing George's like age and being like kind of like what we had been saying.
Oh, no.
Like he's like too much of a badass to be a 14-year-old. And his argument was that just because you don't know any 14-year-olds that are badass like George doesn't mean that badass 14-year-olds don't exist. And like he had all these like examples of like a 13-year-old bodybuilder and a PhD candidate of like a 13-year-old that had been and just like they can be smart, they can be buff, blah 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 blah, they can be wise. And I guess and like the overarching argument was that how can you like why is a world that has like ghosts and monsters believable, but a world with a 14-year-old that is like George isn't believable? And I would have to say that, in my opinion, and when you set out a world like it has ghosts and it has monsters, you're like, all right, that's just the one universe we're in. When you say like a 14-year-old is like the most badass 14-year-old ever, like you need to have a reason for why he's like how he became the most badass 14-year-old. You can't just be because like
that's something though that you see whenever Sages comes back a little bit later in this next part though. I think at least. Now, maybe Mark Lawrence is. Maybe this isn't exactly what he was meaning to do, or maybe I'm putting more meaning into this, I guess. But so Sagius comes and talks to him about some of the stuff that happened earlier in the books, like the ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
And talks to him about like the fact that there's an even darker hand on him than Sagius's.
Mm-hmm.
That something is like. He's like, he asked him like, why'd you run away? What did you set out to do? And he asked him if he's done it. And George is like thinking about it. He's like, no, I set out to kill the Count of Renar and I haven't.
Right.
And I've actually kind of helped him.
Right.
And he's like,
except for killing Marklos.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was, and Sages says they get kind of like a Darth Vader at Cloud City kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Of kind of a join me and everything will be fine kind of deal. But
rule the galaxy.
He's basically saying that something is working against him. And so I almost think that George isn't as awesome as he thinks. I think he's been sort of led to be awesome by something like exterior.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does.
Because if you think about this and then like you think about like the things that he's done, if he's never actually met with any real resistance, like if things just like go his way, then like why wouldn't he think he's as awesome as he is?
Yeah. No, I could see that. I mean, and I think we've talked about this before about he's not really a reliable narrator.
That's true
either. But something that sticks out in particular for me is the scene where he was a little kid. He had just gotten better after being in the briar bush, and then he goes to fight the bigger kids while they're training with Macon, and then he like drops like that wisdom bomb. It's like that's that. I mean, and that part just bugged me because like there's no. So he had to have gained wisdom from something. It's not just innate. You know what I mean? And he's been laying in bed sick. Oh, look, it's Onion Bro again. Onion Bro. We'll follow his story. So he he's 10 years old. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's like a bodybuilder and he's ripped and he's good at everything. But like to also be so insightful at 10 years old, I don't know. It just kind of, for some reason that the bottom fell out on that one for me. I just lost my sense of disbelief when a 10-year-old has more wisdom and knowledge than a seasoned veteran warrior.
Yep.
But then again, he is an unreliable narrator, so maybe that's just like
right. I mean, he might not have even said that,
or maybe
that could be him in the future putting that on him.
Yeah, maybe I'm like the idiot though. Like maybe like I think it's like really awesome, but like everyone else is like that's a really stupid thing to say. That sounds like something a child would say. I don't even remember what it was.
No, I forget too.
Yeah,
I did
I
like
just got
something
the
we didn't talk about
feeling
last time was sort of the I don't know, the dual, like how that, like him bending the rules, and the fact that the actual fight that he got in last episode kind of followed the same vein. I don't know, I kind of like the way that it was just sort of I
as a
don't know.
rule breaker.
Yeah, I don't know, I like that.
Okay, so
we got Sages. Oh,
yeah, that was a
another
segue.
thing. They
Sages,
explained
yeah.
the tree
Oh yeah, he grew it, right?
with
He grew the
from
glass.
a bead, and
With
it
his blood.
like was watered with his own blood, and evidently the brothers thought that was hilarious. That George pushed it down.
That is
but-
hilarious.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
How, so the world is our world, or at least has roots in our world. How did he grow a glass tree from his own blood?
Exactly. I mean, it's our world, but something is really, I mean, it's
Wacky.
not just like it's our world and there's ghosts. It's our world and there is like magic and there is. That's the other thing is that they came out and said that
Like dream witches.
that he's the Dream Witch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. See, I don't know. You know what, John? I'm gonna have to say something.
What's that?
You were like, he's the Dream Witch, and I was like, how did you know that? And you were like, they make it explicit, and I was like, I don't think they did, man. And now they finally did, so I feel vindicated on this. Like you spoiled me on that, man.
I didn't
You
mean
made-
to. I thought I didn't.
No, you're
honestly,
okay.
It's been so long since I read the book. that
I know,
thought that
yeah.
was the only time it was gonna come
Because
up.
I was like, dude, am I really not getting it? Oh, this is cool. So this little, you've seen this, but these little, if you look closely, I'm trying to get to show it. The chest there is breathing. It's actually a monster. And if you try to open it, it'll attack you and kill you. Let's see how long it takes before it starts breathing. Let's see if it makes a liar out of me.
Oh,
I remember it took a while.
Does it breathe at the same time as you do?
Maybe.
It
See,
does.
there it
Oh,
goes.
no.
Yeah. No, it breathes much slower, doesn't it? It
Oh.
breathes much slower.
Well, there goes that theory.
That's pretty. Yeah. Yeah.
Those things are scary.
All right, they're so weird. Like that's what's kind of cool about this game. Like this game has like a lot of like dark, sort of weird, like kind of gross things, but then it has like really bizarre things, like Framped and these things, like things that don't really seem like they fit in the game,
Yeah.
but they work. I don't know. It works for me anyway.
It's almost like Framped was put in for comic relief, and it just doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't work.
It's gross to you, right?
Yeah, it's gross.
It's hilarious to me. I wish I didn't show you in this video, but like when he brings you down to where you place the Lord vessel and he's like upside down.
Oh yeah.
That's like so funny, man. It's so perfect. It's just so ridiculous. Because what's funny to me is that like, I feel like somebody like took it super seriously. They're like, and then he was like upside down, and his little skin mustaches are falling up.
I mean, to me, that's like a thing like they were real late in development, and they said, "Oh man, how are we gonna even get this to work? Like, let's
Maybe.
make a model." And they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do for down here?"
You could be right.
Just put the same model and upside down.
Yeah, it's upside down. I don't know. You could be right.
that's right.
Because there's actually a lot of parts of this game that are like really underdeveloped, and they
Oh, are
admit
they?
it too. Like Lost Islith, the lava area.
Oh yeah.
It's disgusting. It's just like the worst area. Like, and it's weird because like one of my least favorite areas of any game ever, but I love this game. I don't know.
It's still a net positive.
Yeah. So here we are. Oh yeah. We're gonna meet another character in a second.
Ooh, more characters.
So yeah, it's not important. Where were we? What were we talking about?
So let's
Sagius?
see. So we got Sagius. So Sagius tries to get him to come to the dark side.
Mhm.
George is like, no. And
No.
and they head out for the Gorge of the Lucrota. They get, I don't know, they fall for one of the oldest tricks of the book, basically. They get out there, and they wait, basically, at the mouth of the gorge, and they see what they say is a torch. Something's glowing, and they're kind of, I don't want to say entranced, but they're sort of, they focus on the light, and then realize too late that they've been surrounded. And the glowing light ends up being this little girl whose
It made me
name,
think of,
very plainly, is Jane. And
Jane.
she is like bioluminescent. She has like silvery eyes. It's like hard to look at her. She's so like glowy.
It made me
like,
think of the little girls from, because she's got the monster behind her too. It made me think of Bioshock.
Gorgoth?
Yeah, Gorgoth is his name, but Bioshock, the first one, where the big daddies and the little girls. Remember that? Did you play that game? Yeah, it reminded me of that immediately.
Okay,
It's just, okay. This guy is Big Hat Logan. They call him that because he has a very big hat.
Oh, aptly named.
And he's a sorcerer. He's like the top sorcerer in the Dark Souls world, and everybody thinks he's amazing. And he got trapped somehow.
Okay.
Anyway, so we got the bioluminescent girl and Gorgoth.
Who looks through your memories. She can see and know everything about you, basically.
She saw Sally. She
she
basically caught she
Ooh.
caught George like masturbating, basically, like
basically she got him
red-handed.
And she knows Macon's a really good guy too. Just by like looking at him. And
she did say that.
George does. This was another thing that I was talking about earlier about how it would make sense if George was being like, if he was being guided by something, and if he would just like not met with any resistance. The fact that he like sort of jumps at the big monster dude.
Yeah.
And like makes
the monster like, sure, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, like, if you just never got any.
Yeah.
I mean, like if this is just like not, I don't want to say like not real to him, but like kind of.
Yeah, the monster they totally backed down, and he's like, the monster could crush my head, and she's like, why'd you do that? He's like, I don't know. I love this. I love this like little scene, this little vista here in the game.
Oh, that is really nice.
Yeah, it's cool, right? Yeah. No, that's actually interesting. I never thought about it. Or I guess I didn't. I don't know. It just kind of. I don't know. I just let it slide, I guess, or I've gotten to a point
because, like, I will say. I mean, the book is very well written, but it's written to be read. I mean, to be read very quickly, and it's like got fight scenes, and so you're wondering, like, all right, I want to get to the next fight scene. But there are some very subtle things that sort of happen that would be easy to just sort of.
Did you watch me goof there so hard?
Yeah, the goof.
Didn't
get
so
whatever
mad
that
at
was.
myself. Yeah, and then it takes me like 3 more tries before I finally get it.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler
Anybody
alert.
watching? We're gonna do that a couple more times. But yeah, what was I talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to get to the next fight scene? It's written well, but it's got these, like, fillers, I guess.
But yeah, no, it's just like there's some subtle stuff that you would easily just miss, and that I'm pretty sure I did when I read this the first time, because it's just like, okay, yeah, I want to get to the next like throat punching, like stab a guy in the eyeball kind of stuff. You know?
Give me that stabbing in the eyeball.
I
yeah.
know. I mean, because that's a really neat thing. Whenever you can take something and look, and I mean, like, yes, you can take it at like that level. But when the fact that it has something like a little bit deeper, that we can look at this as like, I mean, like, what if George isn't just this really shallow character we've been reading about? I don't know.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, I mean,
blowing my mind right now.
I mean, maybe I'm just projecting that. I don't know. I mean, but maybe not.
So that's pretty much the end of it, right? So we
so we meet Gorgoth. I guess we can talk about him, because he is scary. I didn't quite understand. He has some ribs sticking out of his body.
I looked up what the Crota were. I guess it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Oh, I have no idea. He talked about it like it was a Greek word, but they sound like
they're like wolfmen.
No. I mean, he's talking about it like they've got like
they're like monster wolfmen,
tumors and like shriveled limbs. When he talks about the other ones,
yeah, none of the two look the same.
Yeah. So I'm thinking. I mean, it sounds to me like what do you?
We don't have to do like the whole hour of this. Actually, could be a good place to stop.
Yeah. I was gonna say these guys seem like. What's that called? Not really like, not zombies, but like
Chuds.
Like radioactive, like mutants.
Mutants.
Thank you. Jesus.
I know, I didn't say anything. You did it.
Oh, okay.
But you're welcome.
I'll take that. Thank you. But yeah, they sound like mutants to me.
Mutants.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, if this is a nuclear wasteland, I guess mutant would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I'm waiting for a moment when it. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, coming back to cricket.
Cricket,
with Father
Cricket.
Gomst at the
Oh,
at the end
yeah.
of this, basically, like he says that like we
Give
like
him-
he's like, what did you bring us? Janice? And he's like, well, I brought you this.
What do we
priest
get?
guy. And he's like, no.
Yeah, poor Goms. Yeah,
He
they
gets
sent
taken by
by the monsters, by the
monster.
mutants.
He brought them Jisoo.
Oh yeah, yep, that's what happened. Poor Rickety Cricket. But what I was gonna say
Oh, please.
was I keep waiting for a moment where like it'll all make sense and like it'll all be explained and they'll be like, oh, and that was this and this was that and that's how this all works. And I don't think it's gonna come. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know how much of this is really in the real world. Like I understand that it's supposed to be like after the bombs drop or whatever, or after the apocalypse. But it still seems like there's some things that are just not explained well. So you're doing the mutant thing, right?
Right.
Which
We're
you know
going
it
with
makes
mutants.
sense. But then there's other things that just don't make sense, like the tree that grows from glass. And like I'm waiting for that moment for it's like, oh, and that was this, but I don't really see. And that's not like one example. Like I feel like that one's probably gonna get explained. But I feel like there's just other things that just like the liches, the ghosts, you know, and
Right. I mean, they talk about that there's going to be necromancers. There's a real
yeah,
big
necromancers, and the girl with bioluminescence. I guess she's got like what is it?
telepathy.
Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got telepathy too. Yeah. You know what that's kind of like is what was that game about? Like I want to say Chernobyl. It was
Stalker.
No, not Stalker. It's like Stalker. It's no, yeah, maybe Stalker. Yeah, Stalker. Is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I never played it. I just know it's the one with you
Yeah.
see Ivan.
Yeah, that's Stalker. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
Stalker, where there's like monsters that have like special powers, and there's like
Okay.
yeah. So maybe that's it. Maybe that'll be the thing. It'll be like, boom. It's nuclear waste causes magic, and we're like, oh, of course.
It's a real long reveal. I will say that.
Is it like in this book, or is it going to be in the other trilogy?
There will be some closure by the end of this book.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. And thankfully it's only 3 books. So
I got a perfect spot for us to end this video.
Okay.
It's right here. So like, I'm literally like, right after this, right after this monster here, I'm literally just walking to the next bonfire. And I blow it. And like, it's so frustrating. Like I was right there. So get rid of her. So this is like kind of a difficult part, but I got rid of her and she's not going to be shooting at me right now. So all I got to do is just a nice leisurely walk past these. And you've seen me walk past these things like a million times. Like I know what I'm doing. Oops.
Nope.
All right.
Oh, you died.
All right. That's a good place to end, right? All right.
I would agree.
I
agree.
Yeah, join us next week.
We'll be covering more of the book and playing more of the game.
I don't know what
Hopefully getting
chapters we'll
through
do.
Sin's Fortress, you think?
Yeah, we'll finish up Sen's Fortress and maybe go on to Anne Orlando
Awesome.
and do some there. So next week, I guess we'll do
28 to 32.
Oh, that sounds good to me. Yeah, if that's
Sure.
that's perfect. Perfect.
Sure.
232, not through. So through 31.
Through 31.
Okay. 28
Alright,
through
sure.
31.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. So yeah. Please like, comment, subscribe. Mark Lawrence, if you're watching, thank you for tweeting us. That was really nice of you, and I really enjoy your book.
You're a handsome man.
And I hope no hard feelings about any of the criticisms that we give. I do really, really enjoy your book. I haven't put it down. I think it's a great book. I know you feel the same way, John.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Very
All
soon.
right. All right. So see you next week.